Hey Priscilla, so let's just assume that I have under an hour to spare and I only have time to go to 5 different places within a museum. Where do you recommend my first stop to be?
That's actually a very challenging task, but I would definitely recommend this 16th century map that Abraham Ortelius drew up back in the 16th century.
Which we will see the minute we enter the museum. Right?
Yes, and this is important because Singapore is actually being mentioned on this ancient map. And at that time, Singapore was actually known as Chinkapura. And this animation of the map is actually immersive because we created effects. So we have things like, say, raindrops to create a very stormy effect because these were the very elements that sailors back then were terribly afraid of when they went out to sea, of course. You know, if you stand here, you actually feel a bit of the wind as well.
Oh, the wind. And where's
Yes.
the wind coming from?
It's actually from 2 fans that we've installed.
So you're hoping to blow your visitors away
Well,
with an
almost.
experience. Priscilla, here we are at location 2 and I believe it's the Singapore zone, right? So what are some of the highlights here?
The TV in front of us is the Satron TV set that was made in Singapore back in the 60s. And along this assembly line as well, you also see other products that were made in Singapore back then.
So all these items that we see here, from the cameras to the iron to the television set, are they replicas?
No, they're not. They are real artifacts.
Really?
Made in Singapore. Yeah.
So we've moved on from the industrialization period in the 60s and now we are into the 70s where HDB homes was the main thing back then. So those appliances there look really, really familiar. I guess that kind of shows my age.
Oh yes. Well, I mean, we've entered this HDB kind of setting and in front of us really is this kitchen. This really reflects, I mean, the lifestyle that people really aspired towards. And the appliances that we see are really also prized possessions of families because these were some of the very first appliances that they bought once they could afford it.
So you actually had to beg families to part with their items?
No. I mean, some were very kind. When we approached them, they actually donated some of these items to us. For example, we have that washing machine there, and it was the first washing machine that has some fuzzy logic technology.
So I can't believe I've only got 15 minutes left on my clock and this is my second last location. Just before we hit the exit, this is another prime location visitors should stop by.
Yep, definitely. I mean, over here, after going through 700 years of history, at the end, what we want to show is how Singapore has become a global city, and we have come up with this interactive map. Let's say you come from Canada. Find out some interesting trivia facts between Canada and Singapore, and there you have it.
Wow, so you've got songs, all these hit songs, National Day Parade songs, Stand Up for Singapore, Count on Me, We're Singapore. They're all composed by Canadians.
Exactly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, interesting trivia. And they pop up on the map. There's something for Singaporeans as well, so you click on Singapore.
Okay, let's say I pick Caldecott, where we work.
And then an interesting memory related to the area pops up. If you want to add on to the memory, simply just type it down here and we will collate it.
So here we are at level 2, the Jurong Drive-In back in the 70s. You've clearly saved the best for last.
Oh yes, so over here visitors get to sit in the cars and get to view some of the films that Singaporeans typically watched.
Alright, well it's a good job you guys have done. Maybe we can sit back and enjoy the movies now.
Good, yeah, let's